Alright folks, so I'm making some shape keys here for mouth expression. So I've made this pose here. So if I reset, see, so there's a pose here, and what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna add a shape key from this pose. And so there's an interesting way to do this from the armature modifiers. So basically it is something like this. I have this is the main armature modifier, but then we have armature mouth isolate. So this is just a duplicate. It's just the same thing, but it has in this. So I'm just disabled the other temporarily. So this has a target vertex group just for the mouth region. So if I go here on the, so this is the target modifier armature mouth isolate shape keys. Yes. So this is this target here just for the muzzle lower face region, mesh region, right? So this means that this mesh is just here is going to, I'm gonna create the shape key just deformed by this on this region. All right, so it's not necessary, but whatever. I don't want to be taking other accidental deforms anywhere for the shape key, right? So just isolating here. Then what we do is I have the pose that I've got. Then I, instead of apply shape key, which will maybe for the end we want that, not save as shape key. And so now what happens? Okay, let's reset the pose here. And now I go to the shape keys, and what is this armature mouth isolate here? So this is the, it's not the pose, this is actually a shape key. So the pose was reset, and the problem is that here, because I had the mirror modifier on, we got some crazy stuff going on, but it's just a mirror modifier that didn't get into the right. So I'm just doing this for this stuff, and so they are clipping back again, clipping and merging. So it's clipping and merging. Yeah. So this is crazy why I'm using this with mirror modifier. Well, because my approach here is to use apply the mirror modifier just in the end, but that could cause a lot of problems when doing shape keys. So I don't really recommend this method. I just have some add-ons, free add-ons, that shape keys keeper, or apply modifiers with shape keys add-on, stuff like that, that can apply any modifier from the stack even though we have shape keys. So this is why I don't care. So I can anytime apply this stuff, and in principle that should work. So here, this is the beginning of for me to start shaping this shape key, right? Shaping this, making this morph, this blend shape from this posed final pose state that I got partially for these bones, for these deformed bones and the mesh there. So now I can start shaping from this. So it's a bit more comfortable, depending if you are like me, that you suffer too much with the difficulties with making shape keys. So this method can help. So now I can, I don't know, use sculpt mode, use whatever, and proportional editing, whatever. But for me, because of the mirror modifier, this can be nightmarish. So probably here I'm just gonna sometimes be disabling it, but sometimes it clips when it reaches the corner. Well, sometimes now so this can be extremely frustrating. So anyways, the main idea was that, folks, was the save as shape key, and then in the end we can just delete this thing and just start using back the main armature, right? Or keep this as a backup, right? The mouth isolate.